Friends, we are gathered this morning for the 9th Convocation of CEPT University. The university will confer degrees on students who have completed their program of study during the academic session 2013-14. It will also confer awards won during that period. On this special occasion, I'm very happy to welcome our chief guest, Professor Bimal Patel. Bimal Patel is President, Center for Policy Research, New Delhi. CPR, as the center is known, is India's leading think tank. Professor Mehta has taught at Harvard University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and the Law School at New York University. His areas of research include political theory, society and politics in India, governance, political economy, and international affairs. Professor Mehta has a BA in philosophy, politics, and economics from Oxford University, and a PhD in politics from Princeton University. He is recipient of the Malcolm S. Adisesha Award for Distinguished Contribution to Social Sciences 2010. He is also recipient of the prestigious Infosys Prize for Contribution to Political Science and the Amartya Sen Prize for this contribution to social science. Professor Mehta has published extensively in several fields. He has published dozens of papers. His recent books include The Burden of Democracy, 3 co-edited volumes called India's Public Institutions, The Oxford Companion to Politics in India, etc. He's also a member of the collective that produced the influential Non-Alignment 2.0, a document that attempts to lay out a framework for India's foreign policy. He has a number of forthcoming works, which include works like the Oxford Companion to Constitutional Law in India, which is to be co-edited with Madhav Khosla and Sudhir Chowdhury. Professor Mehta has also done extensive public policy work. He was member of the National Security Advisory Board, Government of India. He was member convener of the Prime Minister of India's National Knowledge Commission. He was member of the Supreme Court appointed Committee on Elections in Indian University, and many such other engagements. Professor Mehta is a prolific participant in public policy debates. He is editorial consultant to the Indian Express. His columns you might be familiar with. He also writes for the Financial Times, International Herald Tribune, etc. He is also on the editorial board of numerous journals, including the American Political Science Review and Journal of Democracy. Once again, Professor Mehta, we are highly honored that you accepted our invitation to be our guest and address us this morning. I also have the pleasure of welcoming our chairman, Sri Sanjay Lalbhai. As many of you already know, he is well-known and highly respected business leader. As chairman and managing director of Arvind Mills, Sanjay Bhai led Arvind in its quest to be one of the largest manufacturers of woven textiles in India. Sanjay Bhai is also present-day torchbearer of a remarkable tradition of enlightened and far-sighted civic leadership in Ahmedabad. This civic leadership in Ahmedabad, is over a century old. It is this tradition of civic-minded business leaders supporting noble, strategic, and far-reaching causes that has allowed Ahmedabad to play a far bigger role in the life of our nation than Ahmedabad's size or economy warrants. It was, I'm sure you remember, it was Ahmedabad's civic leaders who supported Gandhiji when he returned from South Africa. It was these same leaders who also led the establishment of the Physical Research Laboratory, the Space Application Center, and the Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad. It was also Ahmedabad civic leaders who collaborated with professionals of this city to establish one of India's most avant-garde schools of architecture and supported its development into a vibrant habitat university. Sanjay Bhai is deeply interested in and involved with higher education institutions in Ahmedabad. He is president of the Ahmedabad Education Society and member of the Board of Governors of the Indian Institute of Management and many other city institutions such as PRL and ATIRA. Sanjay Bhai, we are thankful for the keen interest you take in the development of CEPT University, and we are privileged to have you present at this convocation. I'm also very happy to welcome members of the governing body, members of the Board of Management, faculty members, alumni, and students of CEPT University. And last but not the least, I especially welcome all the parents of our students, particularly the parents and guests of the students who are graduating and winning awards today. It is indeed a very special occasion. Today we honor the achievements of our students, and all of us at CEPT University are very happy that you are with us to share in our joy and pride. Now, as is customary, let me spend a little bit of time talking about some of the developments that have happened over the last year that have specifically worked to strengthen CEPT's core values and mission. First, ever since CEPT University was established, it has prided itself as a cosmopolitan institution. Let me explain. For a university to be excellent and innovative, it has to have a diverse student body, students from different cultures and backgrounds, students from far and wide. Being parochial does not suit a modern university. As we all know, students learn as much, if not more, from interacting with one another. They learn as much from this than they do from their teachers. If the student body is diverse and cosmopolitan, then they stand to learn much more about themselves and others. Unfortunately, over the last decade or so, CEPT was able to offer only 10% of seats in its undergraduate programs to students graduating from boards other than Gujarat Higher Secondary Board. This was a consequence of the restrictive admission policies tied to the fact that our undergraduate programs were state funded. This meant that in a class of 40, only 4 students could be from outside of Gujarat. All of us, students, faculty members, and staff, were unhappy with the erosion of CEPT's cosmopolitan character and its impact on the quality of our programs. We were convinced that not having the opportunity to study with a pan-India set of students was a big disadvantage for Gujarat students. Last year, at the convocation, I had mentioned that by slowly reducing our financial burden on the government of Gujarat, we hope to regain our autonomy to admit at least 1/2 of our undergraduate students from anywhere in India. I'm happy to note that since then, with the support of government of Gujarat, we have accomplished half of that goal. Last summer, just a few weeks before our admission process was to commence, the government of Gujarat approved an increase in intake of out-of-state students from 10 to 25% of the total seats, on the condition that we would not decrease the absolute number of seats available to Gujarat students. We complied with this condition by increasing the overall intake in our undergraduate programs. We were thus able to increase diversity in our incoming class and start re-establishing the cosmopolitan character of the university. For this development, I want to sincerely thank the Honorable Chief Minister of the Government of Gujarat, Srimati Bimal Patel. I also want to thank the Minister, Department of Education, Sri Bhupendra Singh Chudasama, and Minister of State, Department of Education, Srimati Vasuben Trivedi. All of them were highly supportive, and we know that without their openness and vision, this would not have happened. I also want to thank the Secretary, Department of Education, and the Director of Technical Education, both of whom are on our board. They too were very open and supportive. The Council of Architecture also had an important role to play, and I thank them for their support. Next year, with the support of all of these same people, we hope to further expand our program and to bring the level of students from outside Gujarat to 50% of the total intake, without reducing the intake from Gujarat. By doing this, all of us at CEPT University are convinced that we will be able to provide a better learning environment to all our students, those from Gujarat and those from outside. Second, ever since CEPT was established, we have prided ourselves in being a liberal institution. We have long believed that a student's life is his or her own project. At CEPT, since its inception, we have always seen our task as building students' capacities to learn and as offering students a wide variety of learning opportunities for them to choose from. We do not see our task as trying to shepherd students in a particular direction. As a consequence of this liberal philosophy, over the years, we have nurtured students who have been particularly capable of navigating the transformations of India's economy, society, and notching high accomplishments worldwide. I'm happy to report that with the number of innovations that we have introduced over the last 2 years, we have been able to considerably strengthen CEPT's liberal character by maximizing students' freedom to decide what they want to learn and when they want to learn it. Choice-based learning is not just a mantra, it is now a core part of academics at CEPT. The 5 faculties at CEPT are now much better integrated, and it is possible for students to make use of learning opportunities all across the university. When they do this, when they fulfill their elective requirements. Going forward, we plan to also expand choices in the mandatory portion of their curriculum. The university has also initiated summer and winter school programs since 2013. The goals of these programs is to provide varied, intensive, and unique educational experiences to students, which are experiences that are outside of their core curriculum. These programs also allow faculty members to experiment with pedagogic tools and teaching methods. They allow travel to near and faraway places. Courses in these programs are open to students at CEPT and other universities from India and abroad. So far, in 3 sessions, a total of 2,050 students have participated, and in these programs, 162 faculty members have offered courses on this platform. I believe that going forward, the summer-winter school programs will become key event that students from CEPT and other universities will look forward to. Third, ever since CEPT was established, we have prided ourselves on being open to students from all economic backgrounds. But let me say that earlier it was easy to be open to students from all economic backgrounds. Today it is far more of a challenge to be so. Earlier, and I'm thinking of 20 years ago, life was simpler and needs and wants were few. As a consequence, one could expect high-quality teachers to volunteer their services more or less for free. Teaching needed only rudimentary infrastructure. Tables, stools, parallel bars, a few library books, blackboards, and chalk were all that were needed. As a consequence of this, the meager amount of money doled out by government was enough to meet the low cost of providing a good education. And the fees that CEPT needed to charge were very low. To put things in perspective, when I was a student at CEPT, not very long ago, the fee for a semester was a mere 420 rupees. With such low fees, it was easy for CEPT to be open to students from all economic backgrounds. Today, it is with higher fees, it is far more of a challenge to be so. Nonetheless, we remain committed to being accessible to students of all economic backgrounds. To do this, we are doing 3 things. First, we are expanding our scholarship programs. Second, we are expanding our student assistantship programs. And third, expanding our teaching assistantship programs. The last 2 years, CEPT University has had to raise its fees to meet its expenses and to make it financially sustainable. Simultaneously, by ensuring that scholarships and tuition waivers are available to truly needy students, we have been able to ensure that CEPT remains open to even to those students who cannot afford its fees. Going forward, we plan on vastly expanding the availability of scholarships and tuition waivers. For this, we will institute a comprehensive scholarship policy and appeal more vigorously to our alumni and other well-wishers to help us build a dedicated corpus. This year onwards, the university will also vastly expand its program for student assistantship and teaching assistantships. Teaching assistantships are paid positions for students to assist faculty members in teaching courses. The learning advantages from being a teaching assistant are self-evident. Many of you might already have been teaching assistants. Teaching assistants are able to deepen their academic understanding and avail of special mentoring from faculty members who they are assisting. They are also able to earn through the process. Student assistantships are paid positions in university offices and services, where students assist with work of the various offices and services. Examples of student assistantships include working for the library, working for the IT lab, outreach office, workshops, etc. All of these also provide students an opportunity to earn money and understand professional work ethics while being a student. Giving students an opportunity to work while they learn provides two benefits. One, it allows them even more opportunities to learn, and second, it allows them a good way to finance a portion of their education expense. Starting this January, I'm happy to announce that the university has doubled the hourly payment for student assistantship and teaching assistantships. Fourth, CEPT has long prided itself on being an excellent teaching and research institution. Over the coming year, the university will undertake a comprehensive and thorough review of its curriculum and pedagogy. Curriculums will be revised to bring focus on core competencies needed for professionals to meet the challenges of tomorrow. This will include a review of all programs and courses. Student workloads for each of the programs will also be reviewed, and faculty teaching loads will also be reviewed to ensure that we have an adequate student to faculty ratio. As mentioned last year, we had set up CRDF, CEPT Research and Development Foundation, to manage the various consulting and research activities of CEPT University. CRDF includes excellent research centers focused on thematic areas such as the Center of Excellence in Urban Transport, Center for Urban Equity, Center for Advanced Research in Building Science and Energy, and the Design Innovation Craft Research Center. Under the umbrella of CRDF, this year we have launched the Center for Urban Land and Real Estate Policy. All of these centers are focused on deepening research in their respective areas. Fifth, CEPT has long prided itself on its steady expansion. From a small school for 150 architecture students in the early 60s, it has emerged as a well-diversified habitat university. In 2013, we commenced offering a new postgraduate program in habitat management. This year, CEPT is contemplating the initiation of two new programs. The first one is a postgraduate program offering an MTech in building energy efficiency and performance. And the second one is a new program offering a master's in design with an initial focus on furniture design. We intend to continue diversifying our portfolio of programs, expanding our programs, and maintaining our focus on human habitats. Sixth, lastly, CEPT has always been proud of its excellent setting and good facilities. Like last year, this year too, we have made considerable investment in improving the university's infrastructure. In the first half of this year, we have already spent approximately 2.5 crores to improve the auditorium, faculty and administration spaces, facilities in the Faculty of Design, the boys' hostel, and facilities for our newly established CEPT archives. I'm very happy that this year we will also be starting with the construction of a new library building not far from where you are seated right now. The new CEPT library is being made possible through a generous grant of rupees 6 crores from Ben Leelavati Lalbai Trust, which will pay 2/3 of the building cost. We thank our chairman Sanjay Lalbai for his support in making this possible. I'm also very happy that Rahul Mehrotra, a highly accomplished architect who is also an alum of CEPT University, is designing the new library. The new library will serve as a new focus on the campus, integrating all faculties of CEPT through its central location and its design. Finally, before I return to the program at hand, I want to remind all of us that without the hard work of the faculty members, both the full-time faculty members as well as the visiting faculty members and the staff of the CEPT University, none of these developments that I'm talking about would have been possible. I want to sincerely thank all of them. Thank you. This morning, a total of 516 students will receive their degrees. Many awards will be conferred. On behalf of my colleagues, deans, faculty members, staff, and myself, I congratulate all of those receiving degrees and awards. All of us wish you all the very best in life and hope that you will make the best of it. In doing so, you will make us proud. We also hope that you will stay in touch and keep coming back to your alma mater. Thank you very much.